A very good afternoon to you and you're welcome to Newsbeat here at Metro TV. We're coming to you live from the Accra Boahema studio at North Ridge. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Metro TV GH, also on YouTube. My name is Ani Efua Ampofo. Let's take a look at the headlines in the next 1 hour. Ghanaians bemoan the growing state of insecurity in the country following the killing of 3 persons in a separate shooting incident in the space of 4 days. Parliament pulls the brakes on approval of President Akufo-Addo's Deputy Minister for nominee after MP for Tamale North Alhassan Suhuyini kicked against the approval of the Deputy Minister designate for Education. Several attempts by top-ranking officials to gag him over his move to find answers to the president's recent foreign travels. We'll bring you the details of that one as well. And in business, Finance Ministry discloses that government has expended a total of over $337 million to independent power producers for excess capacity charges between 2017 to 2020. And 9 million in news elsewhere. We also have World Health Organization revealing that parts of Africa in full-blown third wave of COVID-19. How is that going to go? You're welcome back. Now, a total of about 3 persons have been reported dead in recent cases of crime across Jamestown to the middle-aged man killed by his friend in the Eastern region following a confrontation over a 5 Ghana cedi debt he owes him. The past few days have recorded such similar dastardly incidents, leaving security watchers and Ghanaians wondering what exactly is happening.
On Monday, Ghanaians were thrown into a state of shock following news that armed robbers have attacked a bullion van in Jamestown, killing a police officer and a 40-year-old woman with 3 children. The Inspector General of Police, in a response to the incident, revealed the only place without crime is heaven.
There's no society in the world where there's no crime. Even in the US, in the UK, Sweden, and all those countries where I would say they more or less have everything, they still have crime. The only place that doesn't have crime is heaven, and we are not in heaven. So if any so-called security analysis says that we are not on top of our game, that's why this is not happening. I mean, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Barely 48 hours after, 2 persons were shot by members of local mining task force at Adieso in the Eastern region. The Community Protection Unit is a task force set up by the Chief of Ibuakwa, Osajifo Amwetia Oforipenyin, with the aim of clamping down on illegal mining and logging, allegedly stormed the mining concession, unleashing brutalities on them, shooting 2 in the process. The 2 are currently receiving treatment at the Koforidua Regional Hospital. Thursday saw 3 separate shooting incidents across the country. Armed robbers attacked 5 gold dealers at Motia in the Amansi South District of the Ashanti region as they shot 2 who refused to surrender their gold. On the same day, a bullion was attacked at Ochireko on the Riniba Road. According to report, the suspected armed robbers, numbering 6, allegedly emerged from a bush and shot the window of the passenger side of the vehicle where the police security guard was sitting. Evening of Thursday, a middle-aged Mat Ekuapem Aperedi in the Eastern region following a confrontation over a 5 cedi debt he owes him. The deceased, whose name was given as Ben, a drinking spot operator, was shot twice in his chest by Kwame Dankwa, a 50-year-old hunter who had...
I mean, to say that if you want to be free, go to heaven, you don't just walk to heaven. But even in heaven at a time, there was strife between Satan and the angels of God. But God managed it using the Archangel Michael. When that strife came, God managed it. Archangel Michael was there in heaven to manage the strife. So strife is everywhere. Crime is everywhere. The mutiny that happened in heaven was a crime against God. But God used his able lieutenant, who was in charge of the army of angels, to deal with Satan. In the same way, the IGP has been asked or has been contracted or has been assigned to make sure that we are secure. So for him to speak like that, it's an unfortunate statement. And I believe that he has to apologize to Ghanaians. He's a fine gentleman, a seasoned policeman, I believe. But this statement, if maybe he said it out of frustration, IGP as the person in charge to fix security in this nation. If they do not fix security, then they have no business.
Now, let's get into Parliament. The approval of President Akufo-Addo's second batch of deputy ministerial nominees ended in a deadlock following a decision by MP for Tamale North Alhassan Suhuyini to kick against the approval of Deputy Minister Designate for Education Gifty Chum Ampofo. Alhassan Suhuyini insists the Deputy Minister Designate was not truthful in responding to an allegation of bribery of delegates during the parliamentary primaries in her constituency.
Tension on deputy ministerial nominees was laid for adoption. The stand-off occasioned the postponement of the approval processes for the second batch of the list of deputy ministerial nominees of President Akufo-Addo on the floor of Parliament on Thursday, June 17, 2021. The Member of Parliament for the Tamale North constituency, Alhassan Suhuyini, had earlier was based on the fact that the nominee did not give a satisfactory response on her alleged bribery of New Patriotic Party delegates ahead of the party's 2020 parliamentary primaries. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu and Chairman of the Appointment Committees, Joe Osei Owusu, engaged in verbal exchanges over the issue.
We have been very, very cooperative and very, very supportive. And the chairman of the committee knows that. Even at times, we will help him form a quorum. You can check the record. And Mr. Speaker, the honorable member for Tamale North, I sit very closely to him, walked to the two of us, and said that I'm voting against Honorable Gifty Chum Ampofo, but I'm stepping out to have food. He said it to me and him. He did. It is not outside. We were still in the room when the Honorable Suhuyini walked to the two of us and said that he will be voting against the Deputy Minister Designate for Education. So I then sought to ask from him, Honorable Suhuyini, why? I asked him why.
Then I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first, I'm hearing that apparently I have changed the report from the discussion so far. The report was presented, a copy was presented to the minority leader, a copy was presented to me. Apart from making corrections, this is the entire report given me by the Secretariat. If there was no name in it, I couldn't have added to that. Because I can't just add the name without the rest of the sequences and things would have changed. It's not practicable. If he overlooked something, he may say so. Mr. Speaker, this is what happened. I think on the Thursday, a week ago, after we closed proceedings, and before the decision were taken, Honorable Member for Tamale North, Honorable Suhuyini, walked behind me and whispered to me that he will vote against a particular nominee. I have not touched any part of the report. If the name was there, it was there from the beginning. The clerks will verify that I have not added a single page to what they presented to the two of us.
Speaker Alban Bagbin had to briefly suspend sitting to allow for leadership to find a common ground. Not even a last-minute attempt through some MPs from the majority side who decided to go along with Gifty Chum Ampofo to persuade Alhassan Suhuyini to change his mind worked, as he was called off the chamber. It is unclear whether an intervention by leadership of the House will make the MP for Tamale North back rack on his decision to kick against her unanimous approval.
Well, the reports on the approval of the ministerial nominees have been relayed on the floor of Parliament. The minority leader in terms of whip, that's the Chief Whip, Muntaka Mubarak, spoke earlier, and currently on the floor is the chairman of the Appointments Committee, Ms. Osei, who is also speaking. And let's join our correspondent, Abdallah Mohammed, who is already currently in Parliament, to give us a report. Abdallah, if you can hear me, you're welcome. Good afternoon. So,
on page 65. And on page 69, delete item 4.14 through to item 4.143 on page 73. Speaker, I pray that we amend the report by deleting those pages for the time.
Honourable members, further amendment to the report is hereby granted. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, in seconding the motion, I just want to add that, Mr. Speaker, largely these are our own colleagues, members of Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, as I have argued on this floor time and time again, it is my candid belief that when members of Parliament are elected and get the opportunity to be nominated as ministers, in my view, we should not be vetting them, because I want to believe that they've been vetted through the election. When we look at the essence of the vetting or the appointments committee, Mr. Speaker, it is to ensure that those that have been nominated qualify to be members of Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, where these appointments or the like of the appointment committee happens are places where you have presidential system. If you look at parliamentary system, like in the UK, ministers that are chosen among members of Parliament do not go through vetting. I want to believe that this is something that we need to bring to the foreburner and be able to use that as a process of reducing the time that it takes for a government to get formed and the time that Parliament spends in trying to vet the ministers and deputy ministers. Because largely you go into this appointment committee work, and unfortunately for us, having over the years not been able to educate our populace very well, there's always this misunderstanding about what our role truly is. And you get a lot of expectations outside the mandate of the committee, and in many instances creates a lot of discomfort for members of the committee. Mr. Speaker, like I said, most of the gentlemen and ladies were our own colleagues. We tried to elucidate the understanding of the areas where they were heading to serve as deputy ministers. And Mr. Speaker, I'm convinced that many of them are capable of performing to our expectations. And I want to urge the House to approve their nominations so that they will go and serve as deputy ministers, as some of them were already deputy ministers in the 7th Parliament and the previous regime. And I have no doubt that they will continue to do their best in the best interest of our country. With this comment, Mr. Speaker, I second the motion and I support the approval of these names. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Cletus Avoka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion on the floor. And in doing so, I want to crave your indulgence.
All right, so just gone by was the Minority Chief Whip Muntaka Mubarak, who is urging the House to approve those they believe are competent to man the positions of deputy ministers. The report that was relayed was, excluded the name of Gifty Chumampofo, who is the deputy minister nominated for the position of deputy minister for education. And so once Abdallah is back into the House, he will give us more updates of what will happen at the end of the debate today on the reports of the ministerial nominees. Now to other stories still on MPs. The Majority Chief Whip Frank Anot-Dompre has rejected the notion by Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa that the finance minister is running away from his responsibilities. According to him, the request for more time is to enable the minister gather adequate information on the expenditure of the president and his delegation for a 9-day trip.
Specific answer to that specific question was not ready at that time, and hence we had to defer that question. And if you saw or witnessed it, the Honorable Minority Leader, when the Honorable Ablakwa got up and raised the matter, the Honorable Minority Leader got up and spoke to him to remind him of the decision at the committee level. Now, in this House, the tools that we use, statements, questions, and all that, all of us have explored it. But you see, to accept or not to accept a question lies in the bosom of the Speaker. And it's the Speaker that makes that decision. So if a member has a question, regardless whether the question has been advertised for in the order paper or not, you have a responsibility to follow up at the Speaker's Secretariat, especially where your leader has told you that the question has been deferred because answers are not ready. In my view, it's preemptive and quite unnecessary for the member to hold a press conference and begin to read meanings to words as if the minister is afraid to come and answer the question. Don't know, the minister was in the House today. He answered a similar question.
No, this was yesterday in Parliament, and this morning, Member of Parliament for North Tongue constituency Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa revealed that some high-ranking officials in government have made attempts to gag him following the move to interrogate the recent foreign trips of the President Akufo-Addo. Speaking on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana with Dr. Randy Abe, the MP said he will not relent until the Finance Minister provides answers to his questions before the House of Legislature.
There is nothing in our standing orders that stops me from doing what I've done. We actually held a press conference and took Professor Okwe on. That is wrong. We challenged him to provide a provision in the standing orders that allows him to do that. And we even accused him of inconsistency, that our colleagues on the other side, they do same, they advertise, they hold press conferences, they indicate we are going to file, even when they file, even when there is debate. Sometimes the debate is on, they will call the press call out, address the press call, whilst motions are alive. Matters have not been exhausted and all of it. It's been part of parliamentary processes. So we criticize Professor Okwe. And I'm surprised that, people in the media who should not be supporting this attempt to gag, this attempt at censorship, are on this course. That would the whole business of parliamentary democracy is for transparency. It's for as much sunshine.
I don't think you should take this one seriously.
It's important.
You filed a question.
So some people have been
the media ask you about it, and then you're going to say, well, I'm not going to talk because I filed.
No, but people are on and on, and they are subjecting me to a lot of assault.
Assault?
Verbal assault. Verbal assault. Calling me names.
Still on the presidential travels, Minister for Defense Dominic Nitiwul has debunked claims that government's decision to hire a luxurious aircraft for President Akufo-Addo's latest foreign trip was because he couldn't shower in a jet. According to him, he was misquoted by an Accra-based radio station and urged them to withdraw the comment and apologize. He further called on the FM station to withdraw that headline and apologize to him. He also made the comments on Metro TV's Good Evening Ghana with Paul Adumotre.
But that I was talking as somebody representing a body, the Ghana Armed Forces, particularly the Air Force, and making a point that the current facility you have given them, they are not able to serve the purpose with it efficiently. They want an aircraft that has large capacity, and all these facilities will be in so that whoever they are traveling with, they do not have to go 3-4 days and be sleeping in hotels. They want to be able to go, have the meeting, and get out of that particular place. And I said that no president using this aircraft can shower in this aircraft. No president can freshen up.
Because there's no shower in there?
There's nothing like that. I never said Akufo-Addo or John Mahama or Kufuor or no, I never said that.
You were talking about
three presidents have used this aircraft before.
You're talking about the configuration of the aircraft.
Yes, three presidents. President Mills has used it, President Mahama has used it, Akufo-Addo has used it. I was very amazed that they chose to use the word Akufo-Addo cannot shower in it. Why didn't they say John Mahama couldn't? That's what I meant. Why didn't they say President Mills could not shower in it? Why didn't they say that? So that's why I said that it is pure mischief and propaganda. Whoever wrote that story, for them, is pure mischief and propaganda. Because there were three presidents that have used this aircraft. And I said, no president. Why did they pick Akufo-Addo's name? What is the motivation to pick Akufo-Addo's name? Were they trying to ridicule him to the people of Ghana? Why didn't they say John Mahama? Another airline could have said John Mahama cannot use this, couldn't have showered. I've told them they should withdraw it and even apologize. If they want, they can write what I said and do the inference. I have no problem.
Okay. The headline should be straight what you said.
What I said and do the inference.
Therefore, it means Akufo-Addo couldn't.
I don't have a problem.
Okay, but to headline that, as if that is what you told Parliament,
then it's propaganda.
That I agree with you.
You're still watching Newsbeat here from the studios of Ekuat Boahima. Let's go for a quick breather. I'll be back with some more stories.
In Ghana and in Africa, there is only one place to look to get that luxurious design and decor for your offices and homes. Visit Jamila Home. We give you the climax of luxury wherever you find yourself. Presidential and executive office furniture, living room sets, dining set, stunning mirrors, adorable wallpapers, lovely king and queen size beds, valuable antiques and antique goods, beautiful chandeliers and more. Into the bargain, we provide caring customer service, prompt delivery service, skilled and artistic full house design and decor services, and free decor ideas for your space. Our products and service is unparalleled, boasting of top-tier clients all over the globe. Jamila Home, home of first-class quality furniture, beautiful chandeliers, and antiques.
Tell you what, whenever I need a serene environment to cool off, I always come to Peduase Valley Resort. It's a crazy world out there, but as a father, I need to keep faith. Well, it's not ego, it's not about fear, but it's about survival. But as a man, as a father, you are the backbone of the family. Fatherhood is driven by the passion to make the world a much better place to live in. And as a father, all you need to do is to ensure that all those who rely on you, your friends, your family, feel that passion. It's a father's work. The role of a father is quite significant. A father is worth more 100 schoolmasters. And tell you what, when your father hasn't got your hand, he's always got your back.
Honor your dad this Father's Day with a special Father's Day buffet lunch at Peduase Valley Resort.
Welcome back to Newsbeat on Metro TV. Now to some more stories. The National Road Safety Authority has revealed that a total of 14 persons have been killed in the first quarter of 2021, according to the Regional Manager of Road Safety Authority, Mohammed Abdul Samad. 80 persons minor injured and 25 seriously injured were recorded in a total of 189 cases of road accidents in the Upper West region. Now, Upper West Regional Correspondent Adams Musa has the rest of the story read to you.
Statistics available to the Upper West Division of the Road Safety Authority indicate that 14 people have been killed in a total of 189 accidents between January and June this year. The situation, he said, shows a slight decrease in number of persons involved in road accidents in the first quarter of 2020.
We're in the news all over, nationwide, about crashes that are occurring. Yes, they were all over the place. But then Upper West, I can say, in relative sense, was a bit better in the sense that we didn't report so many figures like the other regions, or for that matter, the rest of the country.
He urged drivers and motorists to be cautious and not to use their license to kill people, adding passengers should also advise drivers to do the right thing and not to sit aloof for accidents to occur.
The majority of people, if they are not riding the motorbike, maybe they are sitting in the tricycle. And the current one is those with the plenty looking yellow, what we call your Mahama Kambo. The tricycles. A lot of people, if they are not using that, they are rather sitting on the motorbike. And then most people who use these things or who operate these machines, they are not trained. They don't have knowledge of traffic rules and regulations.
Now, on the back of the Greater Accra Minister Henry Quartey alleging that onion traders want to kill him for his attempt to relocate them from one area, the current location, to the other, the onion sellers in Agbogbloshie have requested the Accra Regional Minister to give them more time in relocating to Ajen Kotoku in the Ga West District. According to them, they do not have the power to resist the minister from relocating them, but the minister should listen to their concerns. If not, they will lose out of business. They have been speaking to my colleague Alberta Bisiu, who visited the market.
Currently, this is where onion sellers are located in Agbogbloshie, and by 1st July, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Quartey will be relocating them to Ajen Kotoku. But let's get in and find out if the market's people are ready for this relocation.
I'm not going to Ajen Kotoku. I'm not going to Ajen Kotoku.
Why are you not going?
The reason why I'm saying I'm not going to Ajen Kotoku, Ajen Kotoku, the place that he wants to move us to, is not a suitable place for us. It's not safe to us because this one at Ajen Kotoku, the area which covers a whole lot of land gas of Accra here, are over there, and we are in the bush. The market that he wants to send us is in the bush.
I'm speaking now. The minister is our minister. We can't force it. We can't do anything. All what we are saying, we are pleading, because it's an association. So if you want to sack all these people here, you have to give us time. At least 1 year will do.
Are you part of the people fighting against the minister's situation?
No.
That one is just an allegation.
How can we fight?
Saying you voted for a government and then he will appoint somebody who would cater for you, and then you say something harsh like this. Therefore, I think it's just an allegation.
Working for maybe, let's take it, almost 10 years this. Moreover, the work is going to affect us very seriously. Maybe of 20, maybe someone is going to buy only 10 cedis. The person no go fit come Ajen Kotoku to come and buy only 10 cedis or 50 Ghana. We need bank and police protection.
I happen to chance on the leaders of the onion sellers here in Agbogbloshie, and they are already discussing the development that has come. And I have the secretary here. He will speak to us on how prepared they are to move to Ajen Kotoku.
The minister should give us time for us to even, you see, first and foremost, you are taking us to Ajen Kotoku. You said Ajen Kotoku is temporal. Who knows temporal in 2 months' time, the people too will need their land. What are we going to do? So if that place is temporary, why can't he give us time to get our own and do it on our own and know that now we have our own, no government to come and say where we are, stand up.
You have heard very concerned from onion sellers here at Agbogbloshie. They are calling on the minister to give them more time to relocate to Ajin Kotoku. Others who are concerned about security. We will bring you more of this development. My name is Alberto Bisiu, reporting for Metro News.
And now to other story, President of the Pest and Vector Control Association, PVAC of Ghana, Dr. Joseph Sian Japan, has called on all private sector players in the industry to join hands to rid the country of pests. He lamented the continuous existence of uncertified and unprofessional outfits in the sector and cautioned that they are harmful to human health and the environment. He made this known at the official launch of the PVAC here in Accra.
The Pest and Vector Control Association of Ghana was formed in March 2020 and has currently over 150 member companies. Over the years, the association has tried to bring together various industry players to bring sanity into the sector. Speaking at the official launch of the association, the president, who is also the executive chairman of the Jospon Group of Companies, Dr. Joseph Sian Japan, said the existence of the association will ensure standardization and professionalism in the sector to keep Ghanaians safe.
Just imagine engaging the services of an untrained an uncertified person to disinfect our schools, our homes, and our workplaces. This person may not even understand the nature and composition of the chemicals being used. In such a situation, the lives of our children and our populace would be at tremendous risk. Therefore, it is imperative for us to hire a professional company which has the staff and also the requisite training, certification, and proven track record, as well as EPA certification. That is why the association has been formed. Our ultimate goal is the protection of Ghanaians.
He added members of the association would be given the requisite training and certification to function effectively.
The association is registering members and giving them licenses, plus identification numbers. This is to give all service providers a professional outlook, offer them the necessary training and support, and regulate their activities.
The Health Minister, Kwejo Agyemang-Manu, said the association will go a long way to mitigate the rise in pest and vector across the country, as well as its intended consequences.
Over the years, there has been an overwhelming increase in pests and vectors in our major towns and cities, due partly to urbanization, rapid of course, and the associated poor sanitation. Efforts to curb the increase and spread of pests and vectors and other disease pathogens in public places have not yielded the needed results for various reasons. This has contributed significantly to the spread of preventable diseases and avoidable deaths. There is also a major need to sanitize the pest and vector control industry in the country by building the capacity of players to respond appropriately.
Other stakeholders present at the launch, including the Mayor of Accra, representatives from the Ghana Health Service, the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Parliamentary Select Committee on Sanitation, Health, Science and Technology, among others, also declared their support to the Pest and Vector Control Association of Ghana.
You're still watching Metro News Beat here on Metro TV. It's time for us to take some more stories in the world of business, and Winston Taki is standing by. Winston, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Annie. Thank you. This is Business on News Beat. My name is Winston Taki. I'll be bringing you updates on the forest and commodities market, as well as some developing news in the world of business. And now, in our first business story, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has disclosed that the government expended a total of over $937 million to independent power producers for excess
charges on electricity. The minister made a comment when he appeared before the House on Thursday to respond to a question by a member of parliament for Tamale North, Al-Hassan Suyuni, on which independent power-producing companies have received payment from government for excess capacity charges and how much was paid to each company over the last 4 years.
The minister, who presented a breakdown of the payments, told Parliament that 3 independent power-producing companies received amounts totaling $937.50 million from 2017 to 2020. AXA received an amount of $347.20 million. Car Powership was paid $359 million, while Senpower received $231.30 million.
The power area is a crucial area for all of us, and we need to understand it. We've been going through, as you know, Mr. Speaker, negotiations to bring these things down, and I think we've gone a long way with AXA, Car Power, Senate, and Co., so that the whole issue of take-or-pay will be reduced, and we will come down to maybe more tolerable, sustainable levels.
Meanwhile, the minister also told Parliament that an amount of 10 billion Ghana cedis in bonds were purchased for government under a COVID-19 relief fund with a 2-year tenure. His response follows a question posed by the minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, on the total amount of temporary advances from Bank of Ghana to government for the 2020 financial year.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to ask the Minister for Finance the total amount of temporary advances from the Bank of Ghana to the Government of Ghana for the 2020 financial year. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As part of measures to mitigate the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on public finances, the Minister for Finance, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, and the Controller and Accountant General triggered the Bank of Ghana Asset Purchase Program in line with Section 30, Clause 6 of the BOG Act 2002, Act 612, to provide government with 10 billion Ghana cedis through the purchase of Government of Ghana COVID-19 relief funds to help finance COVID-19 and related residual expenditure.
The advances, which came in tranches, had 5.5 billion Ghana cedis for the first tranche and 4.5 billion Ghana cedis for the second tranche.
Still on finance, the Bank of Ghana has introduced a domestic gold purchase program which is aimed at diversifying the traditional means by which the country builds its foreign exchange reserves. This was announced by Dr. Ernest Addison, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, in a document dated June 17, 2021.
The domestic gold purchase program, according to the governor, will pave the way for the central bank to grow its foreign exchange reserves to foster confidence, enhance currency stability, and create a more attractive environment for foreign direct investment and economic growth. It will further enable the bank to leverage its gold holdings to raise cheaper sources of financing to provide short-term foreign exchange liquidity. Ghana's domestic purchasing program for gold has the potential to improve the small-scale gold mining sector by guaranteeing that they receive a fair purchasing price for their gold, provide an incentive to formalize and move away from damaging environmental and social practices. This would further lead to a route to formalize and improve ability to sell into formal gold markets and thereby reduce their vulnerability to illegal actors in the domestic and international gold chain supply. The Bank of Ghana has engaged with other mining firms in collaboration with the Ghana Chamber of Mines to buy refined gold from their refineries.
Now let's bring you an update on the value of the cedi on the interbank market and how it's trading against major trading currencies. That's it for business here on Newsbeat. My name is Winston Taki. Annie Ampofo is standing by for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Winston, for the business updates. Now let's go for a quick breather. We'll come back for more.
As a mother and wife, my priority is making sure my family is protected at all times. That is why I never forget to give my angel a Flora disposable handkerchief to keep germs and sweat at bay. When Habi is out in the fields, I'm rest assured of Flora coming in handy anytime he needs it. Even when my daughter Na is out late, I am confident Flora disposable handkerchief will be close enough to save the moment. Flora disposable handkerchiefs are my go-to disposable handkerchiefs any day, anytime, and everywhere. Flora disposable handkerchiefs is affordable and handy. Flora, better than cloth handkerchiefs. Flora is a product of Delta Paper Mill Limited. For inquiries and bulk purchases, call 0243 033 033.
Towards a first charge system with 2-for-1 certification. 90Hz Superfluid display. 6.95-inch Full HD+. MediaTek Helio G95 processor. Unbeatable gaming experience. Infinix Note 10 Pro, faster and smoother.
You're welcome to Newsbeat. Now, CK Akono, the Black Stars coach, is actually making some promises, and that story is carried by Nana Poku, who is standing by to bring us the updates in sports.
Thank you very much, Annie. Time now for sports, and I have got you covered right after this. My name is Nanaya Opoku. Now to our very first story right about now. Head coach of the Black Stars, CK Akono, has indicated that he and his new assistant, Patrick Griveras, will monitor or cast their nets wide to monitor players both in abroad and on the local scene closely in order to call up the right players for the forthcoming 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers.
Of course, we will be watching our players closely, having, as usual, Zoom meetings, and to inform them about what they've done, even where they are, because we've watched them. Of course, now Patrick has developed a very good relationship with the technical team, and of course with the players. And so it's going on with us.